just start with this. I would say, probably Jonah and Ragnar would be probably questionably probable, and then I'd say Swift and Amani are probably questionable. So they're all kind of in the same boat. Honestly, it's day to day, and we're not going to really know. We'll know a little bit more today, but I mean, I don't see Frank practicing today. I don't see Jonah practicing today, but that doesn't mean that we don't have hope. So we're going to have to take this day to day.
Do you expect Swift to practice today? I know he's been out.
We're going to get him out there and move around a little bit.
And what role are you?
No, we're going to keep him in.
What happened with Jonah exactly? We see.
Hand.
Yeah, I know, but was it something similar to what Decker did last year in practice?
It's a little different. It's not the same, but they're both hands,
Where does that leave Swift?
I'm sorry.
Swift?
Yeah.
He did not practice yesterday?
Yeah, he's going to go out there today.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Julian working his way back, good to go, and expectations for what he can bring?
Julian Aquara, yes. Yeah, he's full go, and, we're looking forward to seeing him get out there and move around. It was, I think we're going to try to get him going a little bit this week.
And just one other thing on the injury front. You had so high hopes, right, for the offensive line and running game. I don't know that this dampens them, but what does it do to, week 2 that you're dealing with so many injuries, your entire interior offensive line, Swift?
Yeah, I just think it changes what we do a little bit, just the style at which we need to play. And, we'll have to shift the burden a little bit, other places of the load to other places on our team, which is okay. It's what we got to do. It's what we're charged with.
And how many of these injuries were game-related, and how many were took place during practice?
Well, one of them was practice. I guess 2 of them possibly practiced. One of them didn't even get to practice, so half and half, I guess.
If Jonah can go, he hasn't been practicing this week. So, what candidates have you been looking at left guard that you're toying with so far?
Yeah, we'll look at Forbes and we'll look at Coyote, who we just got from Philly. So we're kind of all hands on deck right now.
What you guys like about Coyote?
Good athlete, real good athlete. That he popped on film, and then out here in practice yesterday, it was good to see him moving around. He's got good movement skills, has some power. There again, he's just new to our terminology. That's kind of the, and he's young too. He hasn't really played, but we like the ability. And he seems like a pretty sharp guy.
He played a lot on the right side of Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Would that allow Logan to get back to his more comfortable spot, I guess? Or?
Yeah, we'll find out today. We're going to mess around with a few things, and we mixed a couple of things up yesterday, and so we'll do it again.
When you have a lot of injuries in a specific part of the body, it kind of maybe raises some questions. You've got several back injuries this year. Is there anything that you've evaluated through your process that might be leading to the issue?
Yeah, it's a good question, because you can't help but at least look at it and say, all right, are we doing something? Do we need to do something different? Is there something that we're not doing right? And we're looking at everything, and there's nothing that I can think of right now that says that we did something that we shouldn't have been doing. Now, there again, we'll turn over every stone, and if we feel like it's something that I need to change or adjust, I'll certainly do that. But I can't say that there's anything right now that we've done any different. We're smart with how we train. Anytime a guy's got back issues, we don't put a burden on their back. It's single leg squats. It's so there's a number of things we try to do. I feel like we're really good in that area, but certainly these are popping up. So.
We did talk earlier this offseason just about the physicality in practice and how you felt that ultimately helps reduce injuries because they've experienced it. And I think we've seen light practice schedules lead to a lot of injuries and heavy practice schedules lead to a lot of injuries. Is it really just a lot of luck in football?
Well, I made a comment yesterday. I'm like, man, we've had more injuries when we take the pads off than we have with the pads on. It's unbelievable. I mean, the fingers and the, you know, I mean, that was Decker's last year too. We weren't in pads. So, but listen, it's part of football, and look, everybody gets the bug at different times, and we got a little bit of the injury bug right now, and we got it. And I think the good news is we got it early. So let's get it knocked out, get it out of the way. We got to find a way to win with what we have, and that's what we preach from day one. It's next man up, and you got a job to do, and you got a great opportunity. Some guys got a great opportunity. I mean, if you play well enough, you may not ever look back. That may be your job forever. So that's how we have to approach it, and nobody cares. We got to win. So we'll put our best foot forward.
This might be a little out of left field, Dan, but I'm just curious if you're a superstitious guy and if you do anything to change this kind of love. I mean,
Well, we're changing our pants on the sideline this weekend. The coaches are. So, yes and no. At times I am, but we are doing that. What's that?
No, what kind of pants are you wearing?
Gray.
When you do have, you know, the bug hitting a very specific position group, you know, when you have a guy like Hank Fraley that's proven the ability to get these backups ready, I guess how much of a assurance is that as a head coach?
Yeah, look, I know. I know Hank's going to do everything he can to get them ready, and he's done a really nice job. And it's, you know, there again, it's just a matter of, you know, for a guy like Coyote, how fast can we get him up to speed? You know, and then Forbes has had another week or so in the system, so that's good. But yeah, I mean, I have a lot of faith in those guys. But it's a combination of, all right, they haven't been in our system and they haven't really played either, you know. But sometimes, look, these are the best things that can happen at times. It's how we figured out about Jerry last year. So you just never know.
And then obviously the quarterback position, you know, they've got to be more confident probably even than the head coach. So what does Jared need to do, I guess, to be comfortable and confident in the pocket when, you know, he might have 2 or 3 rotational guys, backups there protecting him?
Yeah, well, I think, look, that's on us to get him comfortable, and I think Ben will do a heck of a job. You know, we gotta make sure that I think we keep everything clean early and get this O-line comfortable, and everything else will take care of itself for golf.
What does their pass rush look like without, you know, Chase Young? I mean, what was
Really
Rashad's
good.
stat?
It looks really good, yeah. He certainly adds an element there, but without him, it still is a very good rush. I mean, I got a lot of respect for Allen and Sweat and Payne. I mean, I just think these guys are they're explosive and they're relentless, and they're not selfish. So they run the games, they run the stunts, and it's a real good front. It's a real good front.
Golf and Wentz have been linked together since they came out of the draft 1 and 2. Just, you know, what do you recall any thoughts on Wentz back then? I don't know how close you guys were looking at quarterbacks with what was going on with Drew, but and just kind of what he's become, you know, over the course of his career now.
I mean, look, he's a guy he's done it for a long time. I mean, he's a Super Bowl winner. He was on that team. He was one of the guys responsible for getting him a win. Even though he got hurt, I mean, he'd already racked up a bunch of wins that season. He's a resilient guy. You know, you watch him last week, he can hurt you, and he gets in a rhythm, and he's a good athlete. He's got a big arm, and you let him get in a rhythm, and he can hurt you. Not let him get in a rhythm. We got to box him in. We got to, you know, if we get we got to try to get some hits on him early, and that normally, as with any quarterback, you know, that certainly can help a little bit. So we got to keep him closed in and see if we can get him to feel a little bit of pressure around him.
Everybody talks about their receivers, but Logan Thomas, who we're familiar with because he was here a little bit, you being a former tight end, how would you evaluate Logan Thomas?
Actually, when I was in Miami, we had Logan. He was a quarterback there when I was there. So he's unbelievable. He's super smart, real good athlete, explosive. Look, he doesn't run like he used to, but he's he's still got the big box radius. He knows how to use his body. He can bang around in there. He's a pretty good blocker, and there again, he plays all these different spots and roles because he's smart. I mean, so I got a lot of respect for him, and he's an outstanding human being too. So, but
Did
good
you
player.
see tight end potential in Logan when you had him in Miami?
Yeah, we did, but he was not real fired up about making that change then.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but yeah, he made it. So yeah, I was on that one a long time ago, but he wasn't having it.